This is Tom's World Beer Tour, a podcast story featuring Tom Bowman and Tom Bradley. Now, crack one open and let the tour begin.
This is a podcast we've been waiting for how many months? How many months to have the second barbecue show?
Since the first?
The first?
Since the first one?
Since the first barbecue show.
Yeah. Back in December.
Since the very first podcast, we were waiting for the second barbecue show.
Yeah. No, we did one in December.
We were waiting on
I thought it was show number 2. It was actually show number 3.
This is going to be so damned exciting and tasty.
There's been a lot of prep today. There's been a lot of our production department has been really busy today.
Well, yeah, they have.
I mean, it's been unbelievable, man. They smoked a tri-tip today. Mm-hmm. They grilled off the tri-tip to get the color. They made some pizza dough. Well, they went to the store and got pizza dough, but
when you offered me up to the kitchen and said, "Come on up here. I want to give you some tip." That got weird for me.
Is that guy is that guy running a blower behind us? Is that what the hell's going on?
Yeah, he had the mower on earlier, but it's the blower now. That's so, crazy. See, look at him change the subject. You said, "Come on upstairs. I've got a tip for you," and that got weird.
It just got weird.
A lot of people don't know the tri-tip, so explain the tri-tip, please.
Tri-tip is basically on the sirloin.
It's 3 times the tip you've been expecting.
That's right. On the sirloin primal, it's the end of that piece. And what's interesting about it is that when you buy it in the store, it looks like one big kind of chunk of meat, but the grain runs
getting any better.
No. And the grain runs in 2 different directions, and there's a certain way to cook it and a certain way to slice it, and there are people that screw it up all the time.
Yeah.
But if you're born and raised in California, specifically Northern California, even more than Southern California, this is what we see from early spring all the way through to the fall at every big grocery store. Somebody's outside with a big giant smoker, and they're doing tri-tip for you to, if they're ready to go, to take home, slice, or they're doing sandwiches right there for you. You have to season it well. If you marinate it overnight, it's even better. So I tend to buy the ones that are pre-vacuum packed and marinated. I prefer to put it in the smoker at about 250 degrees for about 50 minutes till the internal temp's about 100 degrees. That's enough smoke.
Whenever you say about, I don't
even about 100 degrees, I pull it out.
See, yeah,
100 degrees on the thermometer, I take it out.
Yes.
Okay. Then I fire up the coals ahead of time, and I've got a nice offset fire, and I take that 100-degree tri-tip, and I put it over the flames, a couple minutes on each side to get some color, and then I take it and offset it to finish off till it gets about 122, 124, if I want medium rare, and then I take it off and let it rest, slice it. It's amazing.
How long do you rest it?
10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
20's better. But I don't have the patience for 20
I have learned
minutes.
to rest it longer. You're the one who taught me the tri-tip, but I've learned to rest it, and I also confuse the meat by turning it upside down halfway through the resting process. So
I didn't think about that.
It's just a little bit. The juice is like, I'm going for the exit. You turn over, and the juice is like, what the hell just happened to me?
Nice.
And it has to start the other direction.
I see.
And that's exactly what happens. Yeah. Can I ask you a question about this whole Southern California thing?
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk barbecue.
We are with BBQ Matt, who's can't contain himself just off camera.
And he's dying to talk.
I know.
And we have food in front of us.
We do.
This
has been an epic day.
I know we're going to have to get into our conversational beer and introduce Matt sooner than later.
Yes.
But let me just introduce to you some of the states where you can actually say, oh, no, I'm from northern blankety blank, or I'm from southern blankety blank.
Okay.
All right. That would include Florida.
Sure.
There's a huge difference between northern Florida.
I'm from Miami. I'm from Central Florida. I'm from the Panhandle.
Yeah. Texas.
You know?
You got like 4 different areas you could be from Texas.
Right.
And we understand that. Mm-hmm. The Panhandle, what do they call the top area of Texas?
Well, there's the Panhandle.
Wichita
You mean
Falls.
the tip that's near Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Okay. All right. And then you got Texarkana, and you got the whole southern border down there as well.
That's called Mexico.
Alaska, who knows? But they could say, they could be very specific, and I'd be like, I understand.
Sure.
But this whole thing about New York, where are you from? New York City or?
Upstate.
That's it. And I'm like, you're so full of crap. What you really – Illinois I was going to mention. Chicago has the same thing. Where are you from, Chicago?
Right.
They never say Illinois.
No.
If they say Illinois, it means they're not from Chicago.
That's right.
Chicago doesn't give a damn about everything southern from
No,
them.
you could be in the suburbs around there.
And they're in South Chicago.
But see, when I lived in L.A., it was the same thing. I lived 30 miles technically from Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
But when people said, where do you live? I live in L.A.
But if they were from California, you'd say something more specific.
I live in Santa Clarita, just one exit down from Magic Mountain.
You told him you were close to Magic Mountain?
Yeah, because people
and
understand
amusement
that.
park.
Yeah, people understand that. When you come down the Grapevine, which is at 4,600 feet is the tip. It's a lot of tip going on today. As you come down into the basin, that's
Are you talking about a roller coaster or a highway?
It's a highway.
Okay, I wasn't
So
sure.
from Central California to Southern California, there's a little bit of a hill you got to go over.
Uh-huh.
And at it,
Did you give me the height of the hill, though?
Yeah, it's like 4,600 feet.
I swear to God, I thought you were telling me the height of the roller coaster. I was
No.
like, I'm sorry, what do you got now?
4,600 foot roller coaster is amazing.
I want to ride that one.
And then you work your way down into that upper area, the Santa Clarita.
But you're
area.
from Northern California, but you
Yeah.
lived in L.A. for a long time.
I grew up in Northern California, halfway between Sacramento and San Francisco. That's an easy way to explain to people that instead of saying Vacaville, because they go, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
And I go, well, technically it's Cowtown.
I like, when I was growing up, I'd be somewhere, another state, and they said, where are you from? If I said St. Louis, they'd be like, Missouri? And I'm like,
Right.
Okay, technically you're correct. There is a St. Louis,
Right.
Minnesota. Okay.
But if you said Kansas City, they would say, oh, Kansas.
Sometimes
Because they don't
would say
understand that there is a Kansas City, Missouri, and a Kansas City, Kansas.
And
And
that-
guess what? They're next to each other.
And that brings us all back together to barbecue. St. Louis, Memphis, South Carolina, Kansas City style, Texas style. And then you've got this thing in California called the tri-tip. And I'm like, I don't know how you're growing your cows out there, but apparently they have an extra chunk of meat, and I want that cow here so we can have
I
it.
think what happens out here is they don't know what the hell to do with it, so they send those chunks back to California.
Is that it?
But recently, and I feel like I had a little bit to do with this, in Colombia, I've been spreading the word on tri-tip for, 14 years now that I've been here, almost 15 years. And to the point where now in certain grocery stores, you see tri-tip more in the case.
Do they call it the Tom tip? Because I think they might. They might say, would you like Tom's tip?
Yeah, it's like a 3
Something.
It's like a 3 3/4 pound tip is what you're looking
All right,
for.
here's the thing. We have so much to talk about with barbecue.
Yeah, and we've got
we
this
have
thing going
We have
over
food
here.
to eat over here. We have
we
to get to our conversational beer.
We do.
So
The tailgater, of course, is the king of beers, which always tends to be the tailgater.
we are definitely enjoying that. So I need to go ahead and bring our guest at this
We could
time.
do that. We could do that.
And
I mean, for those of you that have been loyally following this podcast, you know this person because he was on episode 3.
yeah,
He's making his triumphant return, but he's doing it not on the West Coast,
No.
but in the Midwest. So
this is
there he is in all his glory.
This is your very good friend Matt,
Yes.
who said he needed to do some shots before he got on the show today. Did you do some shots?
No. I
No,
did
we
not.
will tonight because I got to handle a fireball up in the freezer, which is
Is
what
that
he
your
drinks.
go-to?
Sure.
Oh! Look at how precocious he
I
is
like
right
beer.
now.
I like beer.
Jeez,
Me and
It's good to have you, and
good,
we all
yes.
enjoy a nice Bud Heavy.
yes,
We
do.
all
So
enjoy
cheers to
Bud.
that.
Cheers to a
Cheers.
Bud Heavy.
And-
Cheers to a Bud Heavy.
And it's nice to have a beer on a beer show. I kind of appreciate it myself. But we are going to get into today's conversational beer also.
We can.
Indeed.
We can do that.
I forgot we
Indeed.
already picked out what it was going to be.
We did. So we had some requests that came
Yeah.
in that said, "Hey, we'd love to know what next week's conversational beer is, so that we could go get it. And while we're watching or listening, because let's not forget, as a podcast, you can go to iHeart, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, all those great places. Subscribe to the podcast. BBQ Matt subscribes to the podcast, so when he's driving that long drive into the Bay Area where he was working, he could listen. His wife listens to the podcast.
Yes.
That's how they get it. And then other people, you like the Tom's World Beer Tour Facebook page, which if you're watching us right now, hey, guess what? You're on the page. So just go up above this video, click the follow button,
Right.
and every time we put out an episode, you'll be notified so you can watch it.
And I think you want that. And
I
you
think you
also
do.
want to know ahead of time what you can join in if you're going to have the conversational beer
I
with
would
us.
agree. I
So if
think
you're
it-
playing at home with the board game at this time, reach over for your conversational beer, and voila, it will be
There
one
it is.
pale ale from Boulevard Brewing out of
right.
Kansas City, Missouri.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
That's right. Now, something like this, Boulevard, has a much wider appeal, which we like. We like to introduce you to beers that you can go out to your own grocery store, whether you're in Wisconsin or Texas or California or Nevada or any of the many states
Or
that
just
listen.
sneak over to your neighbor's fridge.
Correct.
So you don't have to go buy it. You can.
That's right.
Matt, do you steal beers on
Yes.
occasion?
Yes, I
He just immediately was like, yes.
do. Yeah, I do.
You know
I'm
me.
guilty of that.
I'm going to open these up for you guys.
See,
and
but he's got
pass
the
them around.
phenomenon in California is different than out here. So out here we have basements. We spend a lot of time in our backyards with like in this screen porch of ours. We've done a number of shows here.
You are, sir.
In California, you usually don't have a basement because of earthquakes and code. You don't want to be in a basement with an earthquake. It's kind of
Typically
you're
not.
already half buried at that point. So it's
Well,
pretty
wait
dumb.
a second. I thought if there was an earthquake, you'd jump onto your desk at school.
No, below.
No, that was a nuclear war.
We'll get in a doorway.
What do you got?
Or just run.
You're not supposed to jump under your desk?
Not on, no.
Not on, under.
Yeah, falling stuff.
Yeah, jump under. I didn't say jump on it.
Oh, I thought you said jump on.
No, I don't know what you thought I was going to Hey, Susie, there's an earthquake. Get on
By
it
the way,
right now.
in the
we might not live through
yeah,
this.
in the pre-show meeting, I said, please don't confuse the guests. And you're already confusing them.
I said under. I said jump under the desks.
Welcome to the next 6 days at my house.
All right, so wait a second. You jump under the desk, but you don't go all the way under to the basement.
Right.
In
There is
the
no
event.
basements. Instead, you live out of your garage. So at Matt's house, last time we did a show, we were in his garage. So, that's where the big TV is. Your barbecue is just outside the garage door out to the backyard. It's delicious. So,
I didn't taste it.
so here we are, good friends at Boulevard, Pale Ale. We like this.
Yeah, thank you, Boulevard.
Cheers.
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Cheers.
Sorry.
Here's to a good conversation over a good beer, huh?
That is a good beer. I know it's not your go-to. You are a Bud-heavy guy.
Actually, it's very good.
Which is funny because
drink it.
when you think about this guy, right? Union electrician for, I don't know how many years, 28 years
yeah,
now?
a long time.
29 years? So you're a blue-collar guy.
Mm-hmm.
You drink Bud Heavy.
Yes.
You come home from work and you grill or smoke stuff whether you're going to eat it or not. You just
Yes.
like the process.
Yes.
You're living in the wrong state.
Why is that?
You should be living here in Missouri because I just described 3/4 of our friends that live here in Missouri.
Well, I think yes, but there are a lot of people like us in every state.
Yes.
Aren't there?
I would hope
I would
so.
like to believe so.
I think there
would
are.
hope so.
I believe there are. We chose this beer for a couple of reasons, and one of them is that it supports but doesn't annihilate a grill, a barbecue, a smoker, what's going on.
Or
Because-
a pizza.
Or pizza, because if we're going to be out grilling, which you're doing today, you want something that can match up and not fade away. But if you go to something that's too floral, over the top IPA, you're like, what's going on?
Like a Stone grapefruit IPA that I really like. I would not, with this particular pizza we're going to talk about, I wouldn't have it with this pizza.
Yeah. And there are some things that could come off the grill that would be great with it. This is a solid one. You go, what I want is a burger off a grill. This works.
Perfect.
What I want are smoked ribs. This will
Perfect.
do it. This is right down the middle.
Yeah.
It is the first one, truly the mothership of Boulevard was their pale ale, not
pretty
their
good.
wheat. Like a lot of people think the pale ale was the one that put them on the board.
No, I like it a lot. And we had some brisket and ribs yesterday. This would have gone great. We went to Salt and Smoke in St. Louis, the new location in St. Charles.
Tell
in
me
Old Town.
what is salt and smoke? What is it? Two types of curing? What do you,
I
why would
guess. So Salt and Smoke is a joint that I saw on, I don't know, Barbecue's Brew and Q, one of those kind of shows.
Okay.
I like those joints because those guys usually go to some place that's decent. And there just happened to be one in St. Louis, sort of near where Washington University is.
Meaning that this is a chain.
It's locally owned, and there was only one, and it was by Washington University. In the last 2 years, they now have grown to 4 locations, but it's all the same owner. So it's not a chain, but it's a St. Louis-based barbecue place called Salt Plus Smoke is what the name of it is. So their logo is Salt Plus Smoke. So they have a couple different ones around, and the one we went to yesterday was coming west of St. Louis Airport, just across the Missouri Bridge, the Missouri River Bridge by the casinos in St. Charles. St. Charles is one of those areas during the holidays. It's annoying as shit because you go there and they have all these people in the Dickens-esque garb and they're singing holiday songs and saying things like thee and they and thou and hey, get the hell out of my way. I'm just trying to buy my kid some snacks in this frickin' store.
Yeah, I don't like it when the Dickens get in the way. So
It's just a lot of
Never
Dickens.
experienced
It's
it.
too much Dickens is what it is.
truly, that's a Christmas cock block. I think I just thought of that myself. Anyway,
Hey, Hazel, get the F out of my way.
St. Charles is the oldest, I want to say, in the Louisiana Purchase territory. It was the oldest settlement, wasn't it?
You're asking the wrong
was
two
it
people.
St. Genevieve?
We went to public school together. You're asking the wrong two people.
Well, I mean, but I grew up in Missouri, and maybe St. Genevieve. But we're talking about when Lewis and Clark left St. Louis, 1804, on their big tour, heading out west. They also got to go by St. Charles that was there on the Missouri River, and they kind of stopped by, had their way with some things there, and then continued on. And that was the last piece of civilization.
I'm pretty sure those brick-lined streets are the exact same streets that they had because we drove on it to get to this joint.
When Lewis and Clark was there was still a cone sitting on there. Like, watch this one when you come by with your horses. All right, so that's where Salt and Smoke.
Salt and Smoke.
Did you ask about the name Salt plus Smoke?
Nope.
No.
We just ate the barbecue. And
I'm going to ask a stupid question. Was it salty?
No.
No, it was perfect.
It was delicious.
I mean, I had gone to the original one twice. Always send pictures to I send pictures of barbecue to about 4 people. 2 are at this table. So if I go out someplace and I see great barbecue or I make great barbecue, there's that chain of people. And so I had sent stuff to him. So when he was coming out, I said, well, we can go to Sugar Fire Smokehouse, which is another place that's expanded.
Did you just whisper that to him?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he knows where.
What are you whispering for?
I don't know.
You're on the show. Say Sugar Fire, bitch.
Oh, okay. Duly noted.
He's waiting for you to say Sugar
Fire,
Fire
bitch.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So anyway, we were going to go to Sugar Fire because they have amazing smoked turkey. Some of the best we've ever had. And that Alabama white sauce for the turkey. But we'd already been there, and you had never been to Salt and Smoke, so we went there. And but that's it for the trip. I mean, everything else that we do on this trip is going to for barbecue is going to be here. Like Saturday, I'm doing 30 pounds of meat. Saturday, I'm doing a 15-pound brisket, and I'm doing 4 racks of short ribs because I wasn't smart enough to take the ribs apart and wrap them individually. I threw the whole damn vacuum pack in the freezer, which means I now have to
thaw the whole thing.
15 pounds of short ribs.
Well, you're gonna have
good Saturday.
You're gonna have to eat. We did a pizza earlier today. You guys did a pizza, and I wasn't here for it.
Yeah. And
you guys ate it.
We did kind of a margarita style pizza to test the new pizza oven that I bought.
It's delicious.
So really the thought on this show, and we'll get to this, was backyard cooking. We've done barbecue shows before, but it was more about backyard cooking because since that last show, I have added toys to the backyard.
To say the least.
Yeah, I got a few things going on in this backyard.
Well, the latest one you got 2 days ago, right?
It showed up yesterday, 2 days ago, Tuesday night. Yep. I didn't play with it till today. We did a test run at lunchtime and did a margarita pizza. So you've seen these. This is what they call the Uni is the brand.
OONI.
OONI. And it is a wood-fired or coal-fired pizza oven that can get up to 932 degrees.
Now, I've talked about a pizza oven for a number of years, and this one's kind of cool in that it doesn't weigh 9,000 pounds.
No.
You can pick it up when it's cool and move it around.
So for those of you that are watching, there's a picture of the Uni. It's not very big.
No.
I got the 12-inch one, so you can put a 12-inch pizza in there pretty easily. A 12-inch pizza peel goes in there
Is that
easily.
the small, and then it goes larger?
They have a 16 as well, but the 12 seemed to be right.
Yeah. Actually, we were talking about maybe changing your mode of operandi and go into a 6 or an 8-inch, possibly, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
But the beauty of a wood-fired pizza oven is that it's not just about pizza. You can put steaks in there. You can do roasted potatoes in there. You can do calzones in there. Anything that you can get at a place that has a wood-fired pizza, you can do at home. Takes about half an hour to really get to the temp I'm looking for. I think if I did all wood, it'd probably get to temp faster, but then it would also burn off faster.
Would you put something in there that's going to release some grease? I mean, like wings? Would you do
When
that?
you do the steak, you do it in a cast iron.
Okay.
So that wouldn't be a big deal.
Protect the oven.
Because inside there's a pizza stone that's the width and length of the unit. That slides in and sits down there. And then you've got a firebox in the back, and so you load it up with I did Blues Hog, lump charcoal, to get really long heat. And then I added, I used post oak because it's pretty neutral, post oak chunks, and I popped a few in there. And then when it catches, not only does the heat go up, but that's how you get that rolling flame across the top of the inside of the dome.
Can you show the pizza over here for everybody who's watching?
I'm going to show a picture of it. I think it'll be easier because if I hold that up, I'm probably going to drop it.
Because what you made over here, and you had Matt's help. Matt was timing and telling you what to do, and he told you to stop fucking with everything. Didn't you?
Yes, I did.
What was he doing on the back end of the here? What was he doing?
Was just
there's the
being a looky-loo, as in the barbecue would opening everything.
Yeah,
looking,
but
yeah,
it's
checking.
the second time I've cooked a pie in there.
Don't
so
care.
I
Well,
should
Should
be
be
looking at it.
Should be a pro by now.
All right,
Come on.
so for those of you that are watching, there's a picture of the finished product. For those of you that are listening, here's the deal. I got dough at a local pizza chain.
Which anybody can do anywhere in the world.
You can
Just
go to
walk up
any-
there and say, "Give me some
No.
dough." They'll sell it to you for like $1 a chunk.
Yeah, I asked for 12-inch dough rounds. So dough to make 12-inch pizzas. Because next door, Tyson next door is going to come over. Mark across the street's going to. You get a new toy.
We got to eat this crap before they get
I
out.
know.
Okay.
So that's going on. And then I said I also need mozzarella to go with it. Thinking I was just going to get just a bag of mozzarella. No, they
Yeah.
gave me 12 individual servings of mozzarella wrapped up for each pizza.
I don't know how they get their mozzarella,
Hey,
but
did you take all the plates?
No, I just
The
Can I
plates
have
are right
one?
here.
Can I
moved
have one
them.
of them,
Oh,
please?
He's
here
helping
go.
you with
I
the
just
housekeeping.
Do you
moved
really
them.
think it's helping?
Yes,
Oh, here
look at
we
him.
go.
He's handing out plates now.
Now, do you want? I cut this away. I cut Tom Bradley slices and I cut Matt and Tom pieces.
You gave me less of the onion action.
I also cut the bigger pieces into halves because I've eaten with you a lot of times, and you eat differently than Matt and I eat.
I eat less.
Yes, that's
He's
exactly
like,
what I'm
"Look."
saying.
Well, there is less of me.
We'll
I
go
don't know
like-
what to tell
we'll
the
go like
you.
that, Tom. The
One
small
of
piece right there. Yeah, I don't care. And
right
it
here?
looks like there's less onion on
So
there,
it's
too.
probably still a little
Look at
warm.
that chunk. Look at that chunk of
I know.
steak on there.
So
right on there.
here's what we did today. So I smoked
I'll go with this.
a tri-tip,
You talk because I'm eating.
and
while
then I
you do it.
grilled off the tri-tip,
Mhm.
and
Sorry,
then
people, I gotta eat this. I've been
the
waiting.
tri-tip itself. Let me show a picture of the tri-tip too. For those of you that are looking, look,
Oh,
that's what a
damn.
tri-tip should look like. It is delicious. Little medium rare inside. So
Right.
then I sliced it out
That's
about
delicious.
quarter-inch thick slices, and then I took those slices. Here,
Thank you.
Have a napkin.
Mm.
I'm like a parent over here. So then I took those
That's kind of
chunks.
good now.
So instead of a pizza sauce, like a red sauce, I took some homemade ranch dressing and put in about a third of Gates barbecue sauce. So Gates is a Kansas City staple barbecue. I actually don't know why I had a Gates barbecue jar in my pantry, to be honest with you. But it was there. So I opened it up, and so we mixed in the ranch with the barbecue sauce as the sauce. Then we did a little bit of that mozzarella. Then we sprinkled that tri-tip that was already done, right? And
Yeah.
it tasted delicious. We all had a sample. A little bit of tri-tip. Then I put on mushrooms, red onion, and green peppers. And then another little layer of mozzarella on top.
You didn't put any seasoning over the whole thing, though.
No.
I was going to say something, and I let it go.
Yeah.
And
This thing doesn't need any
doesn't
seasoning
need
at
that.
all.
I was gonna, and I was talking crap to him about patting himself on the back earlier. I take it back, Tom.
Uh-huh. I'm sorry. Say that again clearer.
No,
No,
no, only one.
one time. That's it.
That's it.
I'm going in for just the crust now with the cheese
It's
stuff
a
burnt
little
up on
it's
it.
a little burnt.
No,
which-
but I like that.
I know,
It's-
but
it's
that's a
awesome.
technique thing. And so here's what happened. You
I
put
want to
it
see how this
you
tastes.
put it in for about a minute, not even, and then you want to take it out and turn it
Rotate.
and put it back in. I think our total cook was less than 4 minutes.
Oh, easily, yes.
It's probably like 3.5. So it takes about a half an hour to get the heat up and about 3.5 minutes to cook a pizza. So if you're going to have friends over, you could do the dough in advance and you can make nice dough.
That's a technique.
And
by
then you
itself.
put everything.
Damn, that's good.
But I
It
did
is
better
really
the second time
Yes,
compared
you
to the
did
first
far
one.
better. That was
And then you put out your toppings bar and you let people make their pizzas like kids. You make pizzas, and then you man the pizza oven, and in 3.5 minutes, people enjoy a delicious pizza.
Plus, they have to genuflect before they give you the pizza
Right.
and say, "Please, sir, would you please cook my pie?" Right?
Oh my God,
See?
it's delicious.
that barbecue ranch sauce.
You did a good job. I hate
No, but I
saying
want to tell you something. This crust responded to the heat in the pizza oven better than I've ever gotten on my grill. I do this
Right.
on a gas grill, and I've had the rear burner on there where it helps me give something on the top also.
Here's how you know. Look at that side piece right there. See
Yeah,
the
yeah.
air pocket in there.
You got the reaction.
Right. Now, here's what I will tell you. This pizza's been sitting out for about 15, 20 minutes, so when it was hot or warm, you got a nice crunch on the crust. We did that with the margarita one. This one's been sitting. It's cold. It's a little chewier than it would be when it's hot, but it is
Only,
tasty.
delicious.
only underneath it.
It's delicious.
The edge is amazing.
It's delicious.
And I'm still learning. I mean, still getting there. I've cooked
Yeah,
two
you've been
whole
at it for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I've cooked
total.
2 whole pizzas in that damn thing.
Damn, that's good.
It's really good. I'm pleasantly surprised.
So
Thomas.
when it comes to backyard things, you don't have to buy a $5,000 pizza oven.
Why not?
You don't have to have something imported from Italy that you got to get masons to come build it in your backyard, because that's what it used to be. You know?
I actually don't like that whole dome thing to begin with, and the fact that it weighs 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, it's not practical.
Yeah,
This little thing you've got is a tabletop pizza oven.
22 pounds.
Spin it on your finger.
So here's the beauty of it. It's got 3 legs, 2 in front, 1 in the back, right? It's like a tripod. Those legs fold up flat. The chimney, quarter turn, comes off. You can slide that inside, and now you can put this thing in your trunk, go to Tom Bradley's house for a pool party,
Yeah.
and go down to the lower area so it's away from everybody, fire it up, and
And
now we
sit out
can
there
do
making
wood-fired
pizzas.
pizzas at your house.
See? Great tailgating.
Right?
What does uni mean or stand for?
Don't know. It's definitely a European company because every video on their website is some sort of Brit, European, something or another.
Somebody with
How
an
do you
accent.
know? How do you know they're British? How do you can tell that just by
Oh, they
I
have
see
that
an accent.
They have that sound.
Oh, I thought you were watching just some.
No, I was
actors.
watching the videos.
No, I thought there were actors showing the pizzas going in and out.
No, they were like doing
Like, look at the
demo
way he uses
videos.
pizza peel. He must be British. The guy doesn't know what he's doing at all.
No, it was the condescending tone at which they talked to me about making pizza.
That is really, really good.
Yes.
Dude, I didn't know that the dough was going to react like this.
So
It's got to be hot enough to cause the reaction.
I put it in there at about 800 degrees.
Damn.
That's still amazing. 800 degrees is perfect.
The one you did earlier today was at what temperature?
Almost 9.
900 degrees.
Yeah. Which I'm still shocked that it gets that hot that quick.
Dude,
And
it was
that easy.
It's a handful of lump charcoal, and you let that heat up and ash up a little bit, and then half a handful of post oak. That's all it was. So from a cost standpoint, it's great. Now, there's a bunch of them out there on the market. I've looked at a bunch of them. This is the one that had the best ratings. I watched a ton of YouTube videos from people who had bought them. And
Well,
were doing
anybody who
their own
knows you,
ratings.
they know the way you operate. For those who don't, this guy goes over the top on the research. You know, he's into it. He's going through review after review. I think he knows reviewers. He goes, "Yeah, I see this one over here. That's a red herring reviewer."
Yeah.
I saw him. He was reviewing a chainsaw back in Alaska in 2014. I recognize the son of a bitch. He really does.
Yeah.
And he really does his research on it. And I've seen this little stainless steel uni, which, by the way, when it's brand new, it looks clean and beautiful. I think it might continue to look that way.
Well, I will tell you the firebox inside and inside of the little firebox cover already have that beautiful patina of metal and high heat.
Metal, blue.
Yeah. Will that come out through on the outside then also?
I don't know, and if it does, it'll just add character. I mean, it's beautiful outside. It's riveted. It's really good build quality.
Yeah.
And the front piece, so it's like a half moon opening, right? It's got a kind of a half moon flat, and it has a insulated plug, I guess.
Yeah.
Right, to keep the heat in. So you take that out, you put your pizza in, you check it, you put the plug back in to keep the heat in. That thing's heavy.
Yes.
And super insulated. So, I mean, what the beauty of a wood-fired oven is that rolling flame that kisses over the top of the dome.
Well, but also the stone. You got the
Well,
stone
the
has to
stone
be
to the
hot.
bottom.
Yeah, it has to.
the stone, or else you're going to get raw dough on the bottom, and you're going to get
Well,
burnt
most
on
of the
top.
major pizza ovens, they cook from the bottom up, and that's what they do. But there is heat coming around the top.
It's more convection.
and it works
heat.
on it.
It's convection
Yeah.
heat. But
So
this
this
flame
is-
up top.
This is interesting. There are others. There are some that are available to put on top of your gas grill and do what you're talking about here. Now, you are not going to get the flame that comes up and around.
Not once. You don't want that.
So,
They also make one for my Weber kettle. I've got a buddy that has one. I'm like, no
yeah.
thanks. Cost-wise isn't bad.
I don't like the way it looks when it's on the Weber kettle. I don't. For some reason, I just don't
So
like
now
it.
that you've had the pizza, now that you've seen it work, you've seen the build quality, how much do you think that thing cost?
No, that's a great question.
It's $1,500. Would you believe 3 payments of $97.95?
Right.
I don't know. I don't have any idea. I really don't. What's it cost?
$349.
What's 3 payments of $97.95?
Somewhere around there.
It's short of that.
$292 or something.
But that's yeah. Okay.
$350, no tax, free shipping.
Yeah.
So $349.
And you already have the neighbors coming over tonight to eat some of these?
Well, I told Tyson and Amy about it. I told Mark and Michelle across the street.
Do you realize we have to eat before those bastards get over here?
Yes, we do. Because there's going to be more.
No,
and
there's
I want
10,
I really
there's
want
10 more dough balls.
I really want more of this, but I want to hear what else you're doing with pizzas. Now let's talk about the style of pizzas. A lot of people, when they think grilling outdoors and they're going to barbecue a pizza, their mind goes toward the barbecue flavors, which is fine.
Yes.
But that's not what we did earlier.
That's not what you did on
No.
here.
I mean, you may have smoked the tri-tip a little bit, but like I said, that wood flavor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, earlier today, the test run we did today, we did margarita pizza. Classic margarita.
so that's a marinara
very,
sauce.
very light tomato sauce, whole slice mozzarella, like chunks of mozzarella. You all right there?
I'm going to cough.
Yeah, you can
Here,
cough. Yeah,
go ahead and
we'll
cough.
turn you off.
I
Keep
just
your
turned it
headphones
off. Cough away.
Very attractive.
I said cough away. He turned
yeah.
away.
Roma,
He used to be in the doctor's
Roma
office.
tomatoes.
Every time he coughs, he turns his head.
Exactly.
Turn
By
and
the way,
cough.
if you're going to do margarita pizza, Roma tomatoes, not
Roma
not
tomatoes.
regular big boy
You're back
large
on now.
tomatoes. Roma
Bring that
tomatoes.
mic back in, too.
All right.
Yeah, bend it
Working
in
on
there.
it.
Okay, so
No, bend it right here. See how it bends in? Bend it in.
bend it.
Oh,
Yeah,
look
it's-
at that.
Oh my God, Beckham! Come on,
Come
dude.
here. Come here.
You're
I'm a
killing
rookie.
it.
Come here. We're going to bend this thing in like that.
Oh, sorry.
That's
I'll
very good.
break things. That's what I do.
Okay, so
So at the office, let me digress for a second. At the office, to be a good leader, you surround yourself with people that are just more talented than you are.
sure.
You don't do that in friendship.
I'm not one of them.
You want people around you that you
Make
can
you feel
Make him look
smarter.
good.
Wait a second. Speaking of the office, you could take this thing to the office and cook for your entire team.
I could
Will you do that?
maybe.
No.
You don't think he will?
No, I have to now because a bunch of them listen
Are gonna
to
watch,
this
yeah.
show, so I'm kind of screwed.
I'd say,
I
yeah.
think you could do it on a Friday or Saturday.
No, not a football Saturday. Oh God, no.
You've been out there before and fed them, haven't you?
No, we've brought in stuff.
Make him do
All
it.
right.
I'm going to do
Make
that.
him do it.
That's
Yeah.
going to be like a Wednesday afternoon, middle of summer.
Take care
Hey,
of
I'm going to
everybody.
go bang out 12 pizzas and everybody just enjoy.
I
What
might
else?
even fly here for that.
Yeah, okay.
What else would you like to do? A grill? I don't think you can do that. You're not going to do this with wings.
I'm wondering about the brisket on Saturday that we're going to make, if that would be good.
yeah, okay.
Brisket pizza?
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I think you can do in there. First of all, I know you can do like ribeye steaks in a cast iron pan. So you get that beautiful wood-fired heat. You'd get a nice crust because Lord knows 900-degree oven, you're going to get a beautiful crust.
Yes.
There's a local steakhouse that we're going tomorrow night that you haven't been able to go to yet.
No.
Didn't go last trip. You're going this trip. So CC City Broiler, which we
Oh, you're going to enjoy it.
I
so you
believe
got
it.
You're-
45-day
Can't
dry
wait.
aged steaks out of Chicago.
I mean, that's a live wood fire.
Yep.
They start hours before you get there.
Yeah,
and they're
and that
hitting
fire's,
grill.
1,500 degrees. It's amazing. That's how you get that steakhouse crust. A lot of times they have the double broiler, so heats the top and bottom, and they roll steaks in there, and it's 8, 9, 1,000 degrees. That's how you get that amazing crust without the inside getting finished because it's so fast on the outside.
Yes, that's what you want.
It
That's
doesn't
sear.
finish on the inside, which is how we like it, right? So I think I could do some steaks in there. I think you could parboil red potatoes and then slice them into chunks and put them in a little cast iron pan, and you could do roasted potatoes.
Yeah, but I was simply talking about the other pizzas. You
Oh,
wanna do.
shit, dude. We did, like I said, we did margarita already. We can do pepperoni. We can do traditional pizzas. We could do buffalo chicken.
I was going to say a buffalo chicken. Give me like a
Oh, that
hot
would be
wing
fun.
style
Yep,
coming off
that'd
of
be
that
fun.
thing.
Yeah.
What
or
is
we
the
could do a
cheese?
tomahawk one next. I don't know.
Tomahawk
Yeah.
pizza.
Tomahawk pizza.
This pizza's only $80.
Do it with buffalo chicken on there and put some maybe 2 cheeses. One that's more mild and a little bit melty, and the other one some blue cheese on top of that
Yeah.
thing. And bring that thing around. Would you do a fish pizza?
I'm not a fish guy.
Any fish at all? Like what about lobster?
No, but I think I'd be interested to try cooking off some shrimp in there, but really quick.
You'd have to put them on raw.
Yeah.
Well, the shrimp might cook perfectly at the time you're talking about in that thing.
Yeah.
All right. What
Yeah.
kind of sauce you want to put with the shrimp?
Well, no, if you're going to do shrimp, it's going to be shrimp and
No, I'm
little bit
talking
of
about
onion
pizzas.
garlic.
I'm talking about
I
pizzas.
couldn't think of one. White sauce.
I don't know
red
if I've
sauce,
ever
I
had
don't
a shrimp pizza. Have you ever had shrimp pizza?
know. Not
I've
once.
had lobster pizza. That's some
What
good
kind
stuff.
of sauce they use on that?
I think it was more about the cheese was a bigger deal because you will do something
cheese
like
and fish don't typically go together.
you do like a Gruyere cheese with lobster pieces on there. You can make it happen, but the sauce you're typically going to do something more like a virgin olive oil and seasoning.
Okay.
That's it on the bottom, so it's not going to be a thick sauce of any kind like that. But you can also put fish sticks on there and tartar sauce for the love of God. The kids will like it.
That'd be interesting, to say the least. Some frozen fish sticks.
I think the nice thing is, so here's a great example. So our buddy Tyson next door is a vegan. So he'll come over and he'll take the dough and he'll put on his vegan cheese and his vegan meat and all the other vegan stuff that he has, and he'll get to enjoy a wood-fired pizza with all the non-real toppings.
Sorry.
I mean,
That was a shot. I was going, no. But
I mean, what do you mean vegan cheese? Like, is there vegan cheese?
Oh, yeah.
What's it made out of?
Dreams.
Man-made? I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tiers of real cheese producers.
Wow. That is an amazing thing. No, you're right. You can put whatever you want on there.
Yeah. But it's a nice addition to my backyard because since we've done this show, so I have a smoker on that side of my yard. For all truth and stuff, I have an electric smoker,
Yes.
but it takes
Look
wood
at that. Now he had to
chips.
finally say it.
He
Didn't
did.
No,
I don't know. Hold on just a second. Matt, what kind of smoker do you have?
I might have an offset smoker or two.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a real wood fire on there?
Oh, yeah, I'm a stick burner.
Wow.
Everybody
Is
says
it made of steel and
It is
iron?
made of steel.
Don't tell me it's an Oklahoma Jones.
One of them is.
What?
The
I
other
do
one-
too. Let's everybody fist bump who has. Oh.
Oh, sorry.
You guys enjoy your fisting while I sit here and eat the
Why you got to term it like that?
Yeah, don't call it fisting. That's the wrong thing to do. No, you
But
do.
anyway.
You do, but you enjoy smoking stuff on there, and you turn it on.
I like the electric smoker because I don't have the patience for the offset, and every time I think I'm going to buy an offset, I talk myself out of it because that uses real wood, hardwood chips, and I get real hardwood smoke. So I'm good with it.
I can't put hardwood chips in mine.
No.
No, you guys
I have
put
to put
actual
logs in there. That's one of the cool things about ours is that we start with generally like lump charcoal.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I've been using the jet-powered
The propane.
propane.
Oh, with a cherry on there? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Flamethrower.
Everybody in the neighborhood can hear that thing when it goes on. It's amazing. So it takes a couple minutes. I get it going, and then I come back and I actually just set a log on there, close it up, put my meats on, and close that up, and the smoking begins.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep contemplating doing it. It's just, I don't know. I get really good results out of this. I've never had anybody complain about the food, right? Ribs, tri-tip,
I know.
brisket, short ribs. It all comes out great. It's beautiful smoke flavor. I like the app to hold the heat for me. I don't have to worry about it.
Understood.
Well,
Do
my custom smoker is all sealed and insulated and everything. So,
But it still sticks.
Do you enjoy being out by the smoker drinking a beer?
That's what I love. I love the aspect and trying to put out the best smoked food I can put out.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of the difference.
The
is
art.
I go out there and it's part of just the ambiance of being by the smoker.
I love that so much. You just don't understand.
Yeah,
No, I get that. I
Yeah.
get that. We did the same thing. My smoker
did.
was running, and we
And we
sat
sat
in lawn
there and had
chairs
our
in my
beers in our
basement and
hands.
drank beers. What's the difference?
I don't know.
There is no difference.
In that aspect, there is no difference.
It's still going to be It's a 10-hour cook on mine versus a
Would you
16-hour
stop?
cook.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's a sealed box and it cooks a little faster. Still going to come out great. So I got the smoker on one side. I have a Weber kettle over on this other side, right? I love the Weber kettle. Love the charcoal. Fine with 30-minute wait to get your charcoals going. Don't dick around with lighter fluid. Can we just put out a public service announcement right now?
It's not optional.
You don't need lighter fluid to do charcoal.
Only when you're starting a campfire now. Hit that thing. Come on.
Sure. But what you need is, for $20-something, you buy a chimney, right?
Yep.
And you load it up with coals. You buy the little wax squares that are about 20 cents a piece.
Or just use some newspaper.
Or
newspaper.
Or
newspaper.
or
will do
the
a
other
great
trick is,
job.
as you pour your Kingsford briquettes,
You can
which
use
is what
your
we like to
bag.
use, you tear off the piece from the top, you crumple it up, you stick that underneath, you light it. 30 minutes, you're going to have amazing coals. You don't need lighter fluid. You don't need all that chemical.
No.
Natural. So I love that offset cooking on the Weber. I do have a gas grill over there. Hardly ever use the thing anymore. And then the last piece I added was a flat top. Everybody and their brother now.
Now,
started
I
to add a
thought you
flat
were going
top.
to use that today somehow.
So here's what I realized about tri-tip. There's not enough flat surface space to get that color like there is with a steak.
Still a theory, by the way. Hadn't tried it yet.
We didn't try it.
Right.
I just was like, it's rounded edges.
No, I didn't know what you were going to use it for. I thought you might use it for like some veggies or something. I didn't know.
That'd be awesome.
I thought about it. I mean, so far on the flat top, I've done smash burgers. I've smoked steak to about 100 degrees and finished it off on the flat top. I've done ribeyes where they only did them on the flat top. Put a little pat of butter for each one. Got that going on the flat top. Slap those ribeyes in there. I mean, the flat top's a nice thing to add to your backyard.
The ribeyes you were doing were sizable for a person to eat as a steak, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Don't. I mean, get yourself a chance to do the little 1/4 inch and make yourself a sandwich out of it.
Sure.
It's amazing. Have the butcher slice that thing to about a 1/4 inch, not a half inch, about a 1/4 inch. Slap it down with a lot of seasoning, but really fast.
Done.
And then right on a hoagie and eat that bitch.
I think that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And so, the more you spend time in your backyard, you start adding these toys. I think with all these toys I have now, I can pretty much take care of anybody that's showing up for a party.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wood-fired pizza, no problem.
I want to go buy a tomahawk and slam it in that pizza.
I'm thinking about it, right?
The bone's sticking out and everything.
I think
The bone is sticking
Yeah,
out
exactly.
the end.
the side.
That's awesome.
I got to figure out from a size-wise if I can get the problem I have with tomahawks right now is I don't have a cast iron pan that fits the bone.
You need a fajita skillet to slap and put on there and slide it in there.
Yeah, I've got one, but I don't think it can handle the size you guys are talking about.
No, probably
I know.
not. It'd be a
But
mess.
putting a tomahawk that's a good inch thick, easily.
Or more.
Yeah, usually the ones I've been getting are about.
I'm talking
an
about
inch and
3 1/4
3/4,
pounds,
yeah,
man.
big giant ones.
Well, I mean, if you're putting it in a 900-degree
I
oven,
don't know how it'd work.
I mean, hit that bitch hard now.
Typically with tomahawks, I'm putting them in the smoker at 250 degrees till they hit 100.
But if the bone is sticking out the end over here, the bone is raw. Wait
not
a
eating the
second.
bone.
Wait a second.
I'm not eating the bone.
The handle stays cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's your
The
handle.
handle stays
I think
cool.
that's what you'd have to do. You'd have to not put the plug in at the bottom.
No, exactly.
Well,
anyway.
I think mostly you're going to find it to be pizzas are better than anything else in that oven. That
And
was
they're delicious.
amazing. I cannot believe what the dough did in there. It did the rise that I've
And the
never
nice
gotten.
thing is to reheat this, what do they call that? The electric. What's that thing I have upstairs? The electric fryer. What do they call that?
Air fryer.
Air fryer.
Reheating pizza in an air fryer is amazing.
Although I'm told the best way to do it is on the stovetop in a cast iron skillet.
Really?
Yeah.
Low and slow, or
I don't know. I've never tried.
neither I haven't tried either.
I've never tried. They say it'll because what happens when the pizza cools, like you already said,
Yeah.
it loses the crisp underneath it.
Right.
Then you put it in the fridge for a day,
Sure.
pull it back out. It's like the sog.
See, I redid some pizza in the air fryer, and I got a crisp because the shell
Yes.
has holes in it, and you got that circulating air, so you get the melt on the top, and you get the crisp on the bottom. I think in a cast iron, you're not getting the melt on the top.
I don't know,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you hit it with like a medium heat and then throw a lid over the top of the thing
I
to
haven't
get
tried
it right.
it.
I've heard people swear by it, but I think I'm really impressed by how the pizza came out.
Yes, I am.
I wish I could get you to cook again during today's show right now
I mean, I'd have to go up and
and prep a pizza.
I'd have to prep a pizza, and
We can't do that.
yeah, it's going to be a little much.
He's looking at it.
Yeah, because I mean, it's right there.
It is.
All right,
He's like,
all right. Does this mean
It
we
is.
need to have
It
BBQ
is here.
Show?
I'm going to turn your camera for a quick second.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's right. Oh, you can't see it because of the sun. I was going to say it's literally right.
you want me to
there.
get out of the way?
We need no.
No, you're
We
fine.
need to have a third.
Oh, it is over
BBQ
your
show.
shoulder though, Matt. But you
Yeah, I was
can't
gonna
see it
say.
because of the haze. It's fine.
Oh,
A third barbecue show
Yeah.
with a fourth camera.
So I was gonna do an AirLink camera and go out there
Yeah.
and set it up, and there was a lot going on today. Like I said,
I know.
the production staff of this show were
Already
slammed
did
today.
their job.
All of them were slammed today,
Yeah.
and so we couldn't work that in. And they're tireless workers, young people.
How's your conversational beer working for you?
I'm enjoying this
How much you got
thoroughly.
left over there?
A couple of sips.
Yeah, I got it.
So let's talk about backyard
I got
grilling.
ace.
So in episode 3, so if you haven't either heard or seen episode 3, go back and check it out. They're all there. That was the first barbecue show we did where I was in California at Matt's house.
I
And
was in
you were
California.
at your smoker here.
Yeah.
And through the beautiful technology, we were able to, do the show.
And you didn't have. Did you have an Oklahoma Joe's at the time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've had mine for years.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. I'm sorry. Okay.
So his
And it works.
backyard, he has Martha, the trailer
Yeah, that's my
smoker,
big smoker.
Oklahoma Joe's, and he at the time when we did the show, he had one Weber.
Yeah. Sorry.
You now have 3 Webers in the backyard.
Wow. Wait a second. Do the 3 again
3.
for me.
Or okay.
What's going on there?
Oh, I was just saying 3.
No. What's on your finger?
Oh. I may have got married.
Oh, that's right.
You got married.
I got married since the last time we saw.
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
Now.
Did you?
Looky there.
No, you were married last show.
I was not.
Not the last time he was
last
here.
show. Yes.
Oh, last time you were
Last
here.
time I was
So we're talking
yeah,
about
you were
that.
here 2 years ago.
here. Yes. So
Yeah.
So you got married,
got married.
and in addition to getting a wife in the last year, you also got more grillage?
I did. Per her, she's the one who found them.
Oh, he did it the right way. He didn't go to Lowe's or Home
Be
Depot. and
careful.
get
She's not going to kill you off so she can inherit all your grills.
She found them, and
Really?
someone was moving, and they had one from 1986 and one from 2013.
And how did we find that out, you ask?
Yes.
There are codes on
letters
on letters on the vent,
On the vent?
Yeah, there's a letter, a J or a.
and you look it up online. It'll tell you when they manufactured it.
Damn.
So that's how I know. And I got them for $15 each.
Okay.
I know. Now,
I'm
mind
jealous.
you, it needed some of them. They each
Well,
needed a
you
little
helped
bit
me
of
clean
parts.
them. You helped me
Well,
clean
we
them.
pressure washed them.
Yes, we pressure
But
washed
they
the
also
crap out
they
of them.
needed maybe $20 worth of parts.
I bought new grills and
Yeah, so I mean,
man.
but at the end of the day, still cheaper than going and
$15.
buying them.
That's exciting.
It was. I was happy.
I mean, if a guy grilled on that thing for like 25 years and then died, right? And then you picked it up,
Oh,
his soul lives on.
Yes.
God, I hope he was a good barbecue guy.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Because if he was a shitty griller,
Well, if
now
he
you got-
wasn't,
now you got tainted grills.
if he wasn't, now the Weber's happier.
maybe
You got a happier grill.
Well, I'd like to
And
think.
if he was a great griller, then the
I can only
magic
learn from
continued.
the-
Right,
Yeah.
right. Feel the Weber.
From the ambience.
They went to a good home.
Yes, it
That's
did.
all
Went
we
to
ever
a good
want is
home.
for these to go to a
You
good
got
home.
adopted.
So wait a
Very
second.
well.
How many grilling surfaces, outdoor grilling surfaces, do you have now?
5.
Okay.
But it's a
And those-
lot of
5.
space.
Those are 5 that are set up every day. They're there every day.
They're ready for the.
Any moment you'd be like, burger.
Yes, but you can't spring brisket on me. You know this.
No, I understand. I understand.
Let's have brisket.
I'm not the
No,
kind of guy that would spring
the
brisket on
nice
you.
thing is, and this is sort of what we want to talk about today, is backyard cooking for us.
Yeah.
Right? In California, it's a huge lifestyle because the weather's great more times than it's not.
All year round.
Year-round cooking.
This I can wear.
And you have a
barbecue.
beautiful
Doesn't matter.
courtyard area back there, right? So you come out of your garage, your man cave, you got your big TV, the giant toolbox prep space that you have now.
Yes, thank
right?
you.
It's massive.
You helped me
And then
unload
you
off the
go,
truck.
you walk 5 feet out the back door to the backyard, and there's this big patch of concrete.
How many are you cooking for at home?
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
The neighborhood, pretty much.
It's just you and Chandra at
Yes.
home? That's it.
But ask him how much meat he's cooking on a regular basis.
I'll cook 40 pounds of meat, no problem.
Are you serious?
That's a heart attack.
Are you just feeding everybody?
Yes.
Get over here, son. Get yourself a brisket bite. Wow.
He'll just show up at friend's house. He'll
Yeah.
knock on the door.
Take plates.
Anybody looking for
Neighbors.
ribs?
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
You're a good person.
It's fun for me. I love it.
Wow. If you want to cook some more while you're here in
I
town,
would love to.
and
Come
I'll
on.
come by and eat some. That's fine too.
We'll try it out.
Good God, man, that's
He'll just
Go
text
back
me
to
on
your-
he'll text me on a Saturday. Hey man, I just did 8 racks of ribs. I'm like, who's coming over? No one.
Go back to your backyard barbecue, like grilling and all that stuff. Why do we like it so much? Why do we do it?
Because it's ours. It's ours to do. It's our back outdoor in a traditional relationship. Not all, and somewhere in between for a lot. Traditionally, things done outdoors, cutting the grass, yard work, all that stuff, and any kind of cooking outside belongs to men.
The dude.
Not always,
No.
but a lot. And
My guru
inside,
is a girl.
you know, hey, get out of my kitchen. I heard this yesterday. You were told to get out of the kitchen. You're not allowed in the kitchen because you make a huge mess.
Yes, I do.
But out
So you
back,
you
we can
truly
make a huge mess.
you don't do a lot of cooking inside the house.
No, I make a mess.
So she sends you outside. That's why she bought the Webers.
That's right.
She's like anything to get him out of my house.
Go away.
She's
Because
a
outside,
genius.
once you're done and there's splatter, you go get your pressure washer, you fire it up, clean, done.
Take care of the whole thing.
Not once can you do that in the kitchen and still have a marriage.
No.
There's also the idea that while you're outside, He's like, I can't do anything else. I'm cooking right now. Look at me. Anyway, what are we doing?
That does
you
happen.
Sit back with the beer.
Yep, and that's right.
Speaking of that, I'm ready for another of our conversational beers.
I would love one.
That's what I thought you would say over there.
Yeah, I could use one.
Yeah,
they're delicious.
Big Jeezy's getting ready for one over here too. I think I just happen to have one for each of us left.
No way.
Well, it just works out. They sell them in 6 packs.
I was unaware of that.
Which is a pack of 6 beers. Which I really like that.
You know,
this is why you should never have 4 friends over at a time.
This week's Tom's World Beer Tour tip of the week: beer comes in 6 packs. That means 6 beers.
Anyway, sir.
That means you can enjoy this with 6 friends, or 3 friends who each get 2, or 2 friends that each get 3, or by yourself at home and enjoy the entire.
You gotta do the math on the side of the bottle. Some people get like 3 beers in, they're like, I don't remember what I can do and can't do.
I'm so
and you
confused.
Check the chart. Damn it, that's funny. A craft brewer should put a chart on the side.
How many people in your house?
I'm only one.
Yeah.
So
if you have 5 friends over, you each get 1. If you have 4 friends over, now there's 1 extra. Send them home and have the extra for yourself.
I mean, if there are 5 total people at your house, you as the host get the extra beer.
Well, no, they would say you should be generous and offer it. And then a gracious guest would say, oh, no, I've had enough with one beer.
Oh, is it that move? It's the check move. Hey, let me get the. Oh no! Really?
Right. And then everybody says no, and you say, okay, I'll just store it in my beer fridge, and they leave, and you go,
yeah.
No.
By the way, can I just state that I have 2 friends who are sort of like that, but get pissed when you will pay the bill. Like when I pay the bill, they get pissed.
What's he?
They get pissed. I have 2 particular friends that are this way, who get really mad
Matt.
when I quietly go pay the entire bill because I feel like, hey, it's.
He started like half hour after we got here yesterday.
Yeah. The question is that really a bad friend, or is that just a really great friend?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
Neither.
Are you talking about the 2 of us?
Well, I'm definitely talking about him.
All I do is there are places and times where I've got it.
Is that a Robin over there?
And here we go. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you were supposed to turn your head. I'm sorry.
He was sneaky yesterday in paying the bill. I was like, oh, it's happening. I've got this.
See, there's no reason to be sneaky about it.
Oh, it depends on the relationship.
I will allow you to pay. I have allowed you to pay in the past.
Begrudgingly.
No. No, there are times I go, no, I've got this one. And you'll say, well, then we've got tomorrow's breakfast. And I'll say, that's great.
Right, or let me leave the tip or something. That's like the 8th tip reference, by the way.
Yeah, exactly, huh?
New title of the show.
I was going to say.
The tip.
The tip of the
nothing
barbecue.
but the tip.
Nothing but the tip.
It's BBQ Show number 2. Lots of tips.
I promise. It's nothing but the tip. I promise all the way through. Okay. What about one more thing on the pizzas?
Yeah.
What about traditional
the sun's coming through.
Italian style?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A really sausage.
Italian sausage, pepperoni, salami, onion.
We're going to the grocery store.
Yellow. Here's what I would recommend.
Mm-hmm.
There are artisan, what are they called? Salami makers?
Yeah.
Is that what they are?
I don't know.
Well, in my younger days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know either.
We've had some from like about a 300-mile radius who have come to our events here, and they serve these things up. Now, these are the ones you find in the grocery store, not in the freezer, not in the refrigerated section, not in a can. They're sitting out, hanging in a little like wax bag thing.
Yep.
They're at room temperature. I would like to do an Italian style with some of those artisan salamis and sausages. Sure. Slice them thin. Yep. The flavor on these things are incredible.
And finish with a little Boone County olive oil.
Yes. Yeah. What kind of cheese?
That
fresh mozzarella?
You got to do fresh mozzarella.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think you do a combination of whole milk mozzarella, not in slices, but in quarters, and dot it around. Maybe a little ricotta.
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe a couple of dollops of ricotta here and there. Let it kind of fan out a little bit.
I would not combine 2 different meats from these artisan makers because you're going to want to taste what that one is. And so, and you can take a slice off it and say, okay, this is the one I want to try pizza. I just think I've never had a pizza made with that anywhere ever. Right?
No, Yeah, no.
Most of the pizza places, even if they're really, really picky, they pick out a pepperoni made somewhere else, and that's about all it is. But what about an artisan place where you're spending about $8 for about 6 ounces? They're not going to put that on a pizza.
Well, there was a
But it'd be worth
place.
it.
There's a place in Napa Valley that some people love, some people hate.
Enlighten me, come on.
Where is she?
Are you
She's not
saying
here.
who hates it?
It's called the Napa Valley Olive Oil Company.
Oh,
Who hates it? Wait a second. One of your wives.
Not mine.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, then we won't say.
I'm not
So the
saying
problem
I'm
is, I grew up going there as a kid, and in my mind, when I was like 5 and 6 years old, it was this beautiful, huge, like cave that had salami hanging down, and there was a smell
Right.
when you walked in there, right? And it was like,
You're going like this. What does this mean?
it just.
It means you're going to go like this. Hey, what do you want?
He's
You
trying
want
to be Italian.
And the guy that the guy there that does the cheese, he's like, you want to sample it? So he grabs it and he's got the wire thing and he's whoosh, here, try this, and you're like, oh, this is delicious. Yeah, give me half a pound of that. And he sort of eyeballs it and he goes, whoosh, it's a half a pound. It was with a wire, right?
He
just
knows.
Imported cheeses, imported stuff. And then as I got older and I went there, it's a really tiny little place. But as a kid, it was cavernous.
Yes.
And that's what you want. Those salamis are hanging from the ceiling, and oh, it's delicious.
Back to the shrimp you talked about earlier. When you were talking about shrimp, you were talking about cooking it in there, and I was talking about pizza.
Yeah, I've never had shrimp on a pizza.
Shrimp works on pizza. It's going to have to go on there raw, and this thing is cooking at a high
What kind
heat.
of sauce do you use?
He said oil. I don't know.
I think olive oil.
Just olive oil, probably, right?
I think
Olive
it's
oil,
fine.
a little Italian seasoning, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, but I
Then
think
what else?
you can put some cheese on there. You're not going to hurt anything. It's just not going to be some like creamy, yellow cheese. It's going to be something
Did
else.
you say yellow cheese?
Yellow cheese. No, we have a friend who says he can't eat yellow cheese, only white cheese. He says he's allergic to yellow cheese. And I said you should judge the cheese by the content of its character, not by the color of the outside. I don't understand what that was ever. No, I swear, yeah. Well, he told us for years he couldn't eat cheese at all.
Right.
And then somebody delivered a pizza. We're like, oh, man, grab this pizza. He goes, yeah. And he grabs it, and I go, yeah, what did huh? Allergy to cheese. He goes, oh, no, that's the yellow cheese. White cheese I can handle. That's what he said.
So in other words, he can't eat processed sliced cheese in the little wrapper?
No, because that's not what they put on. He cannot eat yellow cheese anywhere, he says.
As in cheddar.
I understand.
I guess
and
cheddar.
cheddar on a pizza is amazing.
Can be.
With the right thing, yeah.
Right.
Thank you. Can be.
If you give me,
We're gonna have to keep him in line on these pizzas. You're worried about shrimp, and I don't know why you should be worried.
he who controls the peel controls the oven.
Ooh.
Wow.
Here we go. It's on.
Wow. Now you had some help. He was giving you help on your pizza cooking.
No, it's just yelling at him.
I mean, he was holding the phone.
He was timing
I was
you.
the timer.
He was timing you.
I was the
Yeah,
official timer.
because I can't count to 45.
There's another question that comes into play on cooking pizza in a pizza oven like this, and you haven't even thought about it, but I'm going to bring it up at this time. And I think
please
it's
do.
very, very important. Which direction do you twist and turn the pizza?
Counterclockwise.
That's what he did. Why?
I don't know. I have no answer for that.
It's a good
It just
question
seems-
because that's exactly what I did.
You're left-handed?
I am left-handed.
You're right-handed.
I am right-handed, but I
You
did
both
do
went to the
counterclockwise.
counter.
But when I spin my Weber grill, right? So you have the hot side of the grill. When you're doing indirect cooking, you want to get a little char. You take and you put it on the hot side of the grill, let it sit for about a minute, and then you take this hook. We both have a hook. You have a left-handed hook. I have a
do have a
right-handed hook.
lefty.
You have to buy them that way. And I grab the grate handle and I spin it 180 degrees.
Clockwise?
Clockwise.
Why were you turning this
I
counterclockwise?
have no idea.
Will you try the other direction, or is this now?
Do you think the taste is going to be different if I
Yeah,
turn it
yes,
clockwise?
I'm gonna go with that.
counterclockwise?
I find it pretty interesting that both of you said counterclockwise, and that was the
Well,
obvious.
I couldn't lie. You watched me
yeah.
spin the damn pizza. He's standing next to
some
us
people-
with the
some
phone.
people
You're
would-
standing over my shoulder watching the process.
I'm not a normal lefty, actually.
I just stood there watching. Why is he turning it counterclockwise?
I never even thought about it.
I did. I watched you. Now here's the
Let me
thing.
see. Okay, I know why I did. I'll tell you
Okay,
why I did.
all right.
Because I was holding the pizza peel with my right hand, right?
Don't even go
And
there.
then
He says, "Don't go there."
and in
He
my
says,
left
"Don't go there."
hand, I was holding on to the hook,
Oh, so you did.
That's what I'm
way I
saying.
did.
So that's why.
And
Yeah,
that's
but
the way
wait
I
a
would
second.
do it.
You said it was a right-hand hook you have.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
have a
but when you're
left-hand
dicking around with pizza, it's fine. It's multi-use.
I would be like with my
You
right hand.
used a right-handed pizza with your left hand and pulled it counterclockwise. I believe you have broken several violations, and I'm going to check with the county right now. I think
flip your pizza with your left hand counterclockwise and you eat the pizza, it feels like somebody else eating the pizza. Right. Isn't that how that works?
you're getting
Okay.
you're getting a pizza strange. Bam, bam. I thought it was an interesting thing, and the reason I find it interesting is because most people would not pay any
Mine is
attention at all.
justifiable. Right hand, left-handed hook.
Justifiable, my ass.
So you're pulling it in that direction. You put a right-handed hook in your left hand and pulled it that direction.
I don't own a left-handed hook, and I didn't want to change hands with the peel.
The people who are listening have no idea that there truly is a difference.
Well, it's.
I saw you reach out, and I said, "Did that come with your pizza oven?" You said, "No, I have that already."
Yeah.
I said, "Oh," and you said, "It's a right-handed hook," and I'm looking at the curl. It's a pigtail.
It's a
Yes, it's a
pigtail
pigtail.
hook.
And I said, "I see that," and you're like, "I'm left-handed." It was a bitch to find a left-handed one, and
Yes,
I'm like,
it is.
"I'm pretty sure
Because
that
his
right hand
curls
would
the
not
other
work
way.
for you."
Yeah, his curls the other way. Mine
Yeah.
curls the opposite way.
Here we go again.
Just the tip.
Here we go again. Just the
No,
tip.
the tips are the same. They're just curled in different directions.
Am I hitting anytime
Hitting what?
the close on
I mean,
the
we're
show?
at an hour. I mean, I guess we could.
Well, I'm not finished if you're not finished.
I'm not
Tom.
finished.
Oh, shit.
I got us all second beers.
I mean, do you want me to ask those people listening? Do you want to take a poll? Does anybody listening want us to keep going?
And they're saying
And
yes.
Yeah, we're
They're
good.
saying yes.
We're
At least
good.
for a few more. I wanted to ask that question
Yeah.
because I thought it was worthwhile.
But the hook, see, that's the other thing too. There are little gadgets that you can buy, fairly inexpensive. I think the hook cost me like $10, if
Big
that.
tail.
If that. And what's nice about it is when you're flipping things like steaks or a roast, or in this
Chicken.
case, tri-tip chicken, tongs can be a pain in the ass, right? You
Yes.
pull the skin, you break the skin. Just a little grab of the hook, and you can flip something over really easily. It's nice to be able to move stuff around. It's nice to be able to grab your grate and turn it 180 degrees easily. It's very, very nice. In this case, I used it on the pizza oven two ways. I used it to sort of kind of break
What are you
down the
laughing about?
coal.
Because I knew the two ways. The pizza and the coal. He used to deal with coals and pizza.
Is it made for the coals?
Typically, no.
No. No.
I thought he was trying to make it filthy as well. I was like,
No, I was not going there at all.
No. So you moved some coals around back in there with your.
yeah, in the back. I mean, it doesn't take much in that little hopper in the back of the pizza oven.
tongs.
Yeah, but with I had the little pigtail. I just click,
Don't
click,
argue
click,
about
click.
barbecue.
Oh,
Don't argue.
You're right. Don't argue.
I'm
about
sorry.
it.
So far in this house,
Oh,
you've
here
eaten.
we go.
I made sausage gravy this morning, and you
Yeah.
ate that.
That was great.
Made margarita pizza. You sure the hell didn't have a problem eating that.
Nope.
Made this pizza. You ate that.
Yep. What am I complaining about?
I know, right?
Can we go back to this pizza for a second? All three of us, I'm pretty sure, took that first bite and we're like, "Oh, damn."
Yes.
You heard it.
I
You
was-
heard us
It
all.
was like, wow.
It's a natural reaction.
It was really
Because
good.
I've never done a ranch barbecue sauce on a pizza. Typically, if I make like a barbecue chopped salad, right? So some nice greens, some extra stuff in it, and I like to chop up or cube up tri-tip to put in the salad. And typically, I'll do ranch dressing and then a drizzle of barbecue sauce on the top.
Sure.
And you sort of mix that up a little bit, and you get that ranch barbecue together. So for this sauce, I thought, well, let's do that. Let's do a white sauce of ranch. It's homemade ranch. And a little bit of barbecue sauce. Not a ton, because it's pungent. I think it works.
I think it was.
No, it worked out
I think
great.
it was actually the perfect balance on it.
I think the
But
red onion is great. I thought about doing grilled onions. And the other part that I can't tell how it turned out is the fried onions. You know the can?
Did you put them on there?
Are they on there?
I don't
No.
think you put them on.
You didn't put them
Oh,
on.
shit, I
forgot.
forgot.
You forgot to put them on.
Oh,
Next show.
No.
Next time.
No, it's still more impressive that you didn't put any seasoning itself
No,
on there
because
except for the beef.
I polled a bunch of people about, hey, I'm going to do a pizza. Give me your opinions on such and such toppings.
Yeah.
And I have an unbelievably close friend that said, you got to go get those fried onions. You know the ones that you do when you're doing like Thanksgiving
and
casserole.
I've never done anything on the grill
And
with
I brought
those.
them out because you dipped your hand in there and ate them like I did.
I grabbed one.
How did I not put those on there?
I don't know, but I have a more important thing to bring up. When you
What?
have the tri-tip coming off of these grill, so it's smoked first, then grilled, brought upstairs, and it rested. You went to slice it. You took a nice chunk off of there, and I thought to myself, He said he was going to slice it thin to put it on the pizza.
Yeah.
He cut a chunk off, and then he flipped that over and started cutting massive chunks off of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're tasters. They're tasters. He's going to give us tasters.
Because it smelled delicious.
And yeah, it did. It did. It's really, really good. It's so tender, and yet it's not a steak. It's this roast thing that's been smoked, and it comes out, you're like, oh, my God, the flavor, the smell. So we all had a taste. As he prepared the pizza and was taking out the back door, he said, we're going out the back door up here upstairs. I said, okay. I followed him out like a puppy dog. Speaking of dogs, he looked back at you and he said, Matt, there's a piece of tri-tip for you on the floor.
Yes,
there was a piece of tri-tip on the floor, and you turned around and went, uh-huh, and you went straight for it. Did you eat that?
No, I cleaned it up.
Matt?
I just cleaned it up.
You mean you cleaned it off and then you ate it?
No.
Matt?
Honest to God, I swear to God, you told him like he was the house dog.
He'll
You're
eat
like,
that.
Matt,
Well,
go, boy.
Yeah, he'll eat it.
Go over there. And you went running right over. And I turned my back. I'm like,
That
I
wasn't
can't watch
on
it.
purpose. I actually turned around and said, hey, man, there's a piece of brisket down there, or a piece of tri-tip down there for you to
You
pick up.
did say it.
To pick
You
up.
didn't say to pick up.
It's shorthand. I didn't know I had to.
You said there's a piece of tri-tip on the floor for you, and he turned around and goes, "Oh yeah."
Feeling the love, Thomas. That's
and
all.
then he went after it.
I mean, typically I would have turned around and said, yo, hey, and pointed, and he would have known.
And by the way, and there would be nothing wrong with that as well. That was I think my favorite part of today was watching you turn. And I swear to God,
Immediately.
your ass like had a wag of a tail. And then you went over there.
No one's listening now. Did you eat it?
No.
Did you eat
Are you
it?
sure?
Positive.
I would have.
I was looking at the piece that was on the cutting board that was that big.
Did you eat that one?
No, I wanted to, though.
Wait till we go upstairs and we find out it's gone. He's like,
Hey,
magically,
wasn't he?
I don't know what happened to it. I have zero idea. I have no idea what happened to it. Thank you for cooking for us today.
Great.
Yes,
Right? Thank you, Boulevard, too, for making some really great beer for us to enjoy.
delicious.
This has been a podcast story. Tom's World Beer Tour. For future episodes, download and subscribe where you get your podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeart, and Amazon Music. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Or send us an email at tomsworldbeertour@gmail.com. All content property of Tom's World Beer Tour, copyright 2021. No beer was harmed during this production. Only consumed.